I'm joining Alan GREEFF ahead of racing in the Eastern Cape to hear more about the runners that will be stepping out on Friday. In race 1, Zambzi Sunset will be first up. Now, he made his debut last time out, and as was expected, he was green, but he ran a fair race. And Alan, I'm sure you're going to be expecting improvement from him on Friday.
Morning, Nate. Yeah, he's a type of horse that I think would need a couple of runs. We're back down to 1,000 as opposed to the 1,200 first time, and he was running on over 1,200. It's a type of horse I think that wants a bit more ground, but do expect a bit more improvement from him after his first.
Moving to race 2, Silven Mistress is next up. Now, I think she's going to love finally being back on grass. She's been the bridesmaid in both of her latest races where she has been finishing strongly. They've been on poly.
Yeah, consistent filly, 1,400, draw 2 on the grass. That's her race to lose, Nate.
Golden Grey is up in race 3. Now, he's going to need things to go his way as far as the win is concerned. It's not out of his scope, but he has been a regular earner and should be in the shake-up, whatever the case again.
Yeah, he's done nothing wrong since arriving. The only thing he hasn't done is won. And, he's found an excuse each time to get beat, but knocking on the door and shouldn't be far off the money again. And, he's a horse that's always trying, but just, not getting there.
Let's see what Friday holds in store for him. In race 4, Keep Happy will be making her local debut. She's a horse that hails from the Western Cape.
Yeah, she's a filly that looks like she might need a run in. I'm not too sure what to expect from her. She's working quite nicely at home, and maybe a little bit sharp for her, but we'll have a look, see how she goes on. She should definitely be running on, and on her work, she's a filly that you might just have to add into your quartets and bigger perms, but I think 1,200 may be a bit on the sharp side.
Beachwood Boy is up next in race 5. Now, he made his local debut last time out. He dropped in class, really appreciated it, and ran second. On Friday, he'll be taking on similar again.
Yeah, he ran a nice race first time out, and I thought if he can repeat that sort of run, he was in need of that run despite, running as well as he did, I think. And if he can step up one, he's definitely in the firing line.
We move to race 6 now. This is going to be the feature on the card. It is the East Cape Breeders' Stakes, the first leg of the Fillies and Mares Challenge. You can see that Illerix has jumped into the action. She's checking out her form. She'll be one of the runners, but let's start in the beginning. Splice the main brace. Now, she's going to cut back to the 1,200 metre sprinting trip, but she will be advantaged by the fact that she is best weighted and she is in solid form. 3 Rocks has been very unlucky in her recent feature outings where she's been badly disadvantaged by the surface changes and ended up with wide draws. Really hoping for her sake that she stays on turf because she's a decent sort on her day. Lovegrass is holding steady form, and then Illerix, who joins us in shot, and Woman of Power. Unfortunately, with the surface change last time out in the Milkwood Stakes, they ended up drawn widest of all. And Alan, their runs may have been disappointing, but in fairness, they never overcame the draw, and they can do a lot better.
I agree with you, Nathan. We start with Splice the main brace back in trip, but done nothing wrong. And she's kicking off the fillies triple crown with a 1,200 sprint, and she's shown her mettle over 1,200 as well. Last time out wasn't a bad run behind my best shot.
Yes.
So back in trip, but has the class. 3 Rocks been disadvantaged with the changes from grass to poly. She's much better on the grass, and she does love the 1,200, and she'll definitely be powering on. Lovegrass hasn't done anything wrong, always thereabouts. Likewise with Illerix, never far off them. And Woman of Power, well, she landed up getting the short end of the stick when they changed to the poly, and landed up being drawn most probably widest of all that day, if I'm not mistaken. But decent draw this time, and never far off them. All competitive race though, and anything could pop up, I think.
It certainly is a very competitive race, and there's lots of form to dissect there. We move to race 7, and here we'll see all of Can't Say No, Walk on the Wild Side, Back for More, and Enchanting Choice, who's making her local debut of some very smart Western Cape form.
Yeah, Can't Say No, drawn wide, and needs to drop a little bit in the class to be competitive. She used to be in all those feature races for fillies, and in the open handicaps, not as competitive. Walk on the Wild Side, well, you'll see her motoring down the field from last. She likes to come from off them, and I'm pretty sure that Richard would ride her the same sort of way, but the race would dictate. But she's got a strong finish and ran a credible second last time out against the boys. Back for more, needs to find a bit of form as well, and get a little bit more competitive again. And then Enchanting Choice, having her first run. Craig Sack is well acquainted with this filly and working really nicely. I think she's definitely a horse not to leave out.
The yard closed with Master Forester in race 8. He perhaps found the 2-4 of the East Cape Derby a little bit of a stretch last time out, and I'm sure we can expect improvement from him back down to 1800 on Friday.
Yeah, I think the 2-4 at this point in time was just a stretch too far for him, but he's been really consistent before that, and back to an 1800, nice draw, and I think, in this type of field he could be in the money.
Definitely think he deserves the benefit of the doubt and expect him to be more competitive on Friday.